But this, yeah,
So
I
how
drop
about that?
bombs. I do. Okay, I was about to
Don't do that.
bombing on
My
you
guy,
like the yeah. I bomb
my guy,
atomically.
my guy was freestyle in the background.
Hey,
So
man.
how y'all like that intro?
Shout out to Chris for the beat, man. Shout out to Chris.
Yep. So welcome back to Kingdom Cast. This your host, Dynasty Champ. So we back at it, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share on your social media platforms. Um, let's get to it, man. 53 man roster cuts. The Chiefs already made a few announcements as far as who didn't make the squad, but it's us. It's up to us, I guess, to figure out what they thinking as far as like filling out the rest of the spots. Now, the guys who didn't play the last preseason game, that's kind of like an indication of who's probably gonna make the team. You know, I mean the names we accustomed to seeing. But before we get into all that, man, let's get to the guys here. My guy Country's on the top right. My guy DG's on the top left. Everybody else may pop in
Yeah, that
later
was
on,
good.
but we'll see what happens.
Sure.
We'll
So,
see what
man,
happens.
so yeah, man, let's get to the announcements, man. Let's get to the announcements of the Chiefs cut downs. I mean, so how you guys feel about that? The noble name I thought was Ian Book. As everyone knows, Ian Book is pretty terrible. Like he shouldn't be in the league at all. Like he should be playing in the CFL, XFL, whatever you want to call it. Or heck, you could just chill at home and read books. Don't study
Hey,
playbooks. Study other
hey, you
books.
know what? You know how Ian Book knew he was getting cut
What's
when they
that?
handed him a plane ticket after the it was a one way wherever you want to
Here,
go.
here, brother. Yeah, you won't be
See
back.
you later. Thanks for
Hey,
coming, bro.
appreciate your services. Hope you land on your feet somewhere.
Hey, WWE, though, we wish him the best in his
Hey,
future
look,
endeavor.
look. Hey, bring your coach said, bring your playbook. Bring your playbook up here. Say, man,
Man, what was the dude's name that used to cut people back in the Ray Farmer?
back in the day,
Yeah,
like
Ray
that.
Farmer.
That's
When he
Ray
that.
Farmer
cut,
was
you know the
first.
dude that famously cut Casey Printers when he
Oh yeah.
told him, "Man, I'm out here
Yeah, it
turning
was Ray Farmer.
chicken shit into chicken."
Yeah, that was Ray
Casey
Farmer.
Printers, I'm coming for you, Casey Printers. I'm gonna find you. I am
Crazy.
gonna find you.
It's
I swear to
crazy.
God, I found him. He was in the CFL.
Oh,
Yep,
see
John. He was in the CFL. I found him, but I just need to get in contact with him. I'm gonna find Casey Printers. Damn it.
Hey,
update.
hey, 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 John. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, John.
Hey, indeed, it's crazy, bro. What's the other
Hey,
job site?
John.
Monster
Hey, John.
Jobs.
Hey, John. I need to get on you for. I need to get on CFL, man, because I'm sorry, you missing a field goal and going to the
Oh
end
yeah,
zone.
still
You
getting
shouldn't
the
get any
point was
points for that.
wild.
I'm sorry.
That is
I'm sorry,
wild.
John. I
I
gotta
don't know
get
what
on
kind
y'all
of
for that.
rules they got up there, but they need
Yeah,
to
that's
change
that's
that.
You
that's
can miss the
wild.
field goal and still get a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it go
All you
like
do is
through
kick
the
it through
end
the end
zone or
zone.
something like that,
Yeah.
crazy.
What?
hmm
I,
Yeah.
y'all gotta the what?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
rogue?
yeah. I don't know what that is. See,
Yeah,
we
you
just
gotta
gonna
hit
move on.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gotta
You
hit my
losing that,
DMs
John.
later because I have no idea what you're talking about. But no, Ian Book was not a surprise. Actually, the 12 people that got cut today, none of them were surprises. No, nobody shocking. Well, maybe one in the cornerback room, but I don't think it was like it was light. It was like a 3.2 on the Richter scale.
Uh, is it really shocking?
Not really.
Is it Keith? Who is it? Keith Taylor that got cut?
No, I was thinking about Joseph,
Oh,
Kelvin
Kevin
Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
Kelvin
yeah,
Joseph.
That was a
yeah.
little. I thought
Yeah.
he started off. He started off promising, and then
Oh, that
I
last
think
game was rough.
Yeah, he
yeah, that
tapered
last
off.
game was rough. He had like 2 holding penalties on that first drive, and
Yeah, that last game was pretty
he
bad.
kind of put it back together, but it didn't help him. So
That's
shout out to him though. Man, he should be a practice squad candidate. So, in my opinion, what's the kid from the African kid? Equal. I ain't gonna even try to pronounce his name. Where D Mac when you
Yeah,
need him?
yeah. Eco Boye though.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. He was here last year. He showed some promise last year. He had a good preseason, but he got cut. The rest of the names, you got the list?
About to say I don't have the list exactly in front of me, but I do just remember like a few names. About to say DJ, you can maybe pull it up.
yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
I think
So
they
unfortunately,
put it out on their page. So
Yeah,
right.
yeah. They put it out on the real page too.
Yeah.
Which is what they never no, they kind of do that. You know the Chiefs. If the deadline's 3 o'clock,
yeah,
we ain't releasing nothing until
so yeah.
2:55.
Your cuts was Miles Battle, Ian Book, Equal Boy Doe, Phillip Brooks, Owen Carney, Alice Gubner,
Okay.
Kelvin Joseph, Griffin McDowell, Randon Plattner, Kyle Sheets, Jaquarius Spivey, who everybody was, was really intrigued by his name today,
Yeah,
and
The
that was a hell
name
of a
alone.
name. That's a hell of a name.
Nick Torres also is who they released. So all those guys, in my opinion, were guys that wasn't gonna make this roster regardless. Anyway,
Yeah, they weren't even on the bubble. They were just
yeah,
camp bodies is what we call them.
Boyd might be a special team. I mean, a practice squad kind of guy. So I could see him coming back, stashing him on the practice squad. But
I,
the rest of these
I
guys, I don't know.
I hate to waste the spot, but does Ian Book get the practice squad? Nah,
No,
you
because
would.
they'll
No.
put Ola Dukin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
Dokin.
Chris,
Yeah,
They'll
they gonna
probably put
probably.
him. Yeah, he'll probably
who
be.
who also wasn't very impressive. He was tripping too.
Listen,
You
that's why you signed Carson Wentz. This is the exact reason why you signed Carson Wentz, because have you got to go into a game relying on Ian Book or Ola?
damn, John.
Yeah, yeah, he
I
probably be better
mean,
served off there.
can he
Look,
even do
speaking
that?
of flag football, my
Can he even
boy.
do that? It's like
Yeah,
he's even better than Daryl Doucette,
yeah.
who
Nah,
plays
man,
None of
that
better
the,
dude's
than
better than
Mahomes.
Mahomes. He's a beast.
Yeah,
That
he
Darren
nice though.
Doucette is a beast. Not
He
with
is
that
nice though.
long wind up. He throw like
look like Tim Tebow out there.
Hey, he was throwing them dots though. I can't even hate, man. He was throwing
yeah,
them
but you know
dots.
what? You know what would happen in the league? Sack. That long, that
Straight,
long
Oh
hitch
yeah.
of a throw, bro. You get killed in the NFL doing that.
right?
But
Oh,
none
absolutely.
of like you said, DG. None of them guys were surprises. None of them guys. CJ,
Gang, 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 gang.
what
Yes,
up?
sir.
What up? What up? What up? Did Salvi win us the game, bro?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he did.
2-0 sweep today.
Yeah, 2 home runs, 1 grand slam.
A grand
Solid,
slam. Okay.
solid.
Hey, if y'all did not know, the Royals are almost back.
One game back in the division.
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
One
Almost.
game back.
right.
Yeah. We're gonna
DG,
win
that
the
mean you
division.
need to keep hating. Whatever you did at the start of the season, keep doing that. DG,
Quiet,
DG
man.
put that out there early. Hey, y'all keep talking about the Royals. The Royals are gonna be trash. And now,
Right.
now look at us. Keep going, DG. I'm
Hey,
proud of you, bro.
you're welcome, Kansas City.
You-
DJ.
Thank you, bro.
They hate me that much. So
Hmm. So yeah, CJ. Right before you got in here, man, we was talking about the list of guys that already been cut. I mean, what was your thoughts on the guys that was already announced?
Nothing surprising. Everybody that was pretty much cut is the ones we expected. Ian Book, you're awful. Don't ever touch a football again. Pick up a clipboard. Um,
I
As
don't
far
know
as
if
like
I
the
want
a
to
lot
do
of the
that.
practice squad guys, yeah, no big names have been cut as far as like the guys that are like the not controversial but like bigger talking points. Everybody that got moved on is pretty much like filler guys, like camp bodies, but like no big names yet. I think everybody just waiting tomorrow to see what the receiver room does. Like what's the status with a lot of the guys in the RB room and obviously DB wise, but no major news today. Pretty standard.
Did you see we thought that Boye, what's his name? Boye?
Yeah,
E
Echo
Cowboy,
Boy.
you know.
Yep.
And Joseph might be practice squad candidates. Do you feel like that too, or
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, the DB room, y'all know, like everyone's gonna play, so it's kind of hard to really like gauge like who's gonna make the 53 now and then like later because guys always get called up. Like you don't want to injuries gonna happen, but it's like it's a football sport, it's guaranteed. So
right?
like at some point, we know Najee's gonna have a big role on this team. Obviously, Josh and Jalen and Trent are our big three. And then guys are gonna have to fill in around them. Kelvin Joseph had a good camp, and obviously there's gonna be at some point he's gonna get called up. I hope it's not too early because I don't want to see guys go down. But we've seen Josh and Jalen been dealing with injuries all camp. So who's to say week 1 they get banged up and Kelvin got to play week 2? It wouldn't be a shocker
Right.
at all. That's just how the season goes. So especially when you lose a guy like Snead in the DB room, like I kind of really don't really get into the point of like who makes the 53 because everybody's going to play at some point. It may be early, maybe late, maybe playoffs. Hell, Deion Bush didn't expect to make a game-sealing pick in the middle of the playoff run. He was on practice squad most of the year, but everybody's moment's going to come. You just got to be ready, especially in that room, given the depth we need. And it's going to be a long season when you're trying to three-peat. So
So
everybody's going to
so
play
do
at some
you
point.
hit him with the don't go keep your phone on? You
Yeah,
hit him
keep
with
it off for
that
everybody
speech.
else. Keep it on for us, off for everybody else. Yeah, I mean, like if somebody gives you an opportunity as a player, obviously you can't really be mad at them for venturing off and wanting to get a guaranteed spot. But if I'm a DB and I'm trying to get big playing time, I don't think there's a better situation than Coach Merritt and Coach Spags in the NFL and playing for this defense and this organization and playing an Arrowhead every other Sunday. So I don't think you can pick too many destinations better than that. So I would hope they would stay here, but we know how business goes when waiver wire and everything comes along for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we done got that out the way. Before we get back to figuring out the rest of the roster, we bring back an old friend of ours, man. JuJu Smith-Schuster came back on a 1 year for the vet minimum. It seems like this is a signing just for like temporary help, maybe until Hollywood gets back, or he could actually be a contributor for the entire season. So we're just gonna see how this plays out. But Juju's back. I know his concerns. I know when he was in New England, like he wasn't quite himself. Like his knees were pretty bothersome
That's
throughout the
being
course of the
very
year.
generous, Chuck.
Very,
Very
very,
generous.
very generous.
Hey man, I ain't trying to slander the dude. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, I love bro. And I was in the camp of I didn't want Juju back because I felt like his knees are shot. But
Yeah, friend of the
I
show.
mean,
Show.
it
Shout
you're
out
not
to
bringing him in as a savior. So he's a what 4 or 5 guy tops. I'm fine with that with a vet minimum, and then New England is picking up the majority of the check. I'm not mad at that. I can't be mad at that. That's just good business, and it raises the what they say raises the floor of your wide receiver room.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we
Absolutely.
welcome in the final member of Tell the Truth, D Mac.
The
What's
Mac.
happening?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How's it going?
So we good, man. Okay, so like right before we went on to Juju, we was talking about the list of guys who's already cut. What was your thoughts on the list that of the guys that was already cut?
Yeah. So other than the major surprise of Ian Book being cut, I would say Kevin Joseph was certainly a name I didn't expect to make it on there because I thought that he was going to be competing for back in a cornerback spot. So didn't expect him to be surprised or cut so early. And Gina also mentioned Iko Boye though. Didn't expect him to be cut that early either. But I nothing too crazy. I'm very interested and intrigued to see what happens in the back end of the cornerback room as a result of those 2 cuts. None of the other ones were really all that surprising to me. But yeah, I mean, look, it's I think it was like 16 today. They got another 25 they got to do tomorrow. We'll see what ends up happening, but it's a lot of going to be interesting spots. Specifically a running back. Some people think that Eric Smith could go on. We'll see. And certainly the fact that Juju coming in, being your wide receiver 5/6, that puts guys like Nico Remigio, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, and Justin Ross kind of on a hot seat, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Hey CJ, if your name was Jaquarius Spivey, what would you go by? Would you go by G? Would you go by Spivey, or would you go by Qua? Like,
Quay, just call him Quay. That's what I would do.
GQ or something like that.
The GQ Spivey,
Yeah.
just Quay. I say Quay for
Ivy.
short.
Yeah,
Keep it simple.
something.
I'm like, what up, Quay? Just keep
hey,
it simple.
GQ is kind of dope though.
Call that
whatever,
man,
that too.
call that man Spivey, man.
Nah, that's fire.
Spivey is dope.
Two-
I would
two
go
syll-
by
two syllable
Spivey.
maxes.
I mean,
Two
GQ
syllable
is fire.
maxes. Keep it simple. Don't ain't doing no long nicknames.
You know we ain't calling him no Jaquarius.
Two syllable maxes.
Aquarius, nasty work right there.
But my thing
Shout
is,
out
We're
to his mother.
not calling you by your real
I
name.
call you by that.
Can't do that.
Your name is what?
Bad
Excuse?
business.
I know you spelled your name wrong as a kid. I know you.
Aquarius is crazy.
You're a growing Aquarius. What did you say?
No.
growing Aquarius is crazy.
Going Aquarius is nuts.
But my thing is this: like, he would have to earn the nickname GQ though, just based on his play. He would have to actually earn that. So
Call him Spivey.
Nah, he's probably a good dude, man. That is a name though. That is a what's the dude that used to play? His name is Saint Brown. But I definitely can't pronounce his old name.
Equanimous.
yeah, Equanimous.
Say what?
Equanimous.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
I mean, I've heard of y'all remember Barkevius Mingo? Y'all remember that dude?
Yeah, that's
Played with
right.
the Browns.
Yeah.
That I mean, that's the one that started all the Burkershaw Ferguson, man.
Oh,
The
God.
Brickishaw Ferguson. What a
Brickishaw
name.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Classic.
But yeah, let's get back to JuJu. All right, so we was on JuJu. Mac, you had your thoughts on that real quick. JuJu, he's familiar with the system. You know, he was a key contributor to when we won the Super Bowl in Arizona. So, like, there shouldn't be an issue with him just hitting the ground running. You know, especially in preparation for Week 1 against Baltimore. We just got to see how he looks.
Hey, you know he got bad knees, so hitting the ground running might be a bad thing too. I mean, you set yourself up. No, I'm just playing. Welcome back, JuJu, man. JuJu was very helpful in us winning the Super Bowl. Like you said, he went to New England and he didn't look good. They don't have a good quarterback, so I don't even know if that was a fair look. But I think that we are familiar with his knee issues. We know how to manage him. We know how to manage his health and get him right. He does look incredible shape. He does look like he's in incredible shape. So Adam Teicher had a good picture today. It wasn't a bad cell phone picture. It was a good one. So he does look good.
No flip phone, dude.
It was shut up, man. he used something to razor. It was a razor.
He be like, hold up, guys, I got this.
But no, I think he looks good. I think he looks in shape. We'll see how he looks on the field. It is Patrick Mahomes, so he's already gonna be a little bit better. So, DG, is that your wide receiver 5 out the gate?
JuJu?
Day one? Yeah.
At this point, I mean, I think he could be a little higher if you ask me. At this point, he knows the offense. That's why I don't think it was such a out of the world signing for them at this point, especially in the season. I think they felt very comfortable with him knowing and having that rapport with Pat at this point. So I kind of tend to think he's gonna probably play a significant amount of snaps for them as long as he's healthy, especially with Hollywood kind of going down at this point. I think it also provides them with another veteran in that locker room that has some success in the NFL as well. That can kind of help with some of those younger guys like Xavier, mentoring them and having somebody there to kind of pick his brain. So I think that helps as well as this. But it's kind of a low risk, high reward. With the signing. Getting him for vet minimum. Shout out to the New England Patriots for paying the rest of his contract to be here to try to win another ring. So
Thank you.
appreciate them for that. But nah, I tend to think Juju's probably gonna have a significant role in this offense moving forward. Even when Hollywood probably comes back, I still think that that's a possibility for him as long as he stays healthy. That's the main thing. I think
Yeah,
health, and
gotta stay healthy.
if he does that, then I think you could probably see Juju getting some significant snaps out there.
So apparently, this was a Matt Nagy call. Is the rumor? Has anybody confirmed that? Did Nate Taylor confirm that or anything?
It was a
I
guy
had no
from
idea.
A10 that
It was the guy from A10.
It
Yeah,
was Jason Alexander that said that it was a Matt Nagy type of thing.
Yeah, I
I
can
don't
see
know.
that. I can see that.
I can see him clamoring for it, but I also think that from the standpoint of what we talk about, raising the floor in the wide receiver room, you don't trust anybody outside the top four. You just can't. I mean, Mecole, like he generally lines up in the right spot, but Mecole has his issues, especially down the field, and he doesn't really beat zone over the middle because he doesn't feel it well. Sky Moore, again, he lines up in the right spots, but doesn't necessarily feel his own coverage around him well. Juju does do those things. So when you talk about Hollywood Brown being hurt, it gives you a little bit of insurance in that case because Hollywood Brown is really good for his zone. Obviously, brings a whole lot of speed and other things to the standpoint, but that is specifically. And obviously, should something happen down the line with Rashee Rice, I don't anticipate anything happening now. But should something happen for some reason that Rashee Rice gets suspended in the middle of the season, then that's a 1-for-1 replacement. So that's really all it is. And it's also insurance in case one of those guys get hurt too. So that's what it's about. It helps you from that standpoint. And there's nothing that you saw from this preseason to tell you that, hey, you need to have Tony or Remigio or Ross or Scott Moore, to a certain extent in this team that you can trust as a wide receiver 5. So bringing Juju back to do that makes a lot of sense.
So
And I want to get to
y'all were watching
the
it.
Gina's
Oh, okay,
comment.
my bad.
I want to get the Gina's comment real quick because she said something similar to what BJ Kissel said. Because I remember BJ made a comment similar to that. You saying that maybe some of the guys aren't in the wide receiver room aren't picking up the playbook. Like we mentioned how Justin Ross was lined up in the wrong spot at times during the preseason. Stuff like that.
It's not a one-off. It happened during the season last year. Everybody talks about, the great catch he had in the Vikings game. He ran the wrong route 3 times in the red zone in that same game as well, and it pissed him off. So those are the things, like, if you don't get better at those aspects from year to year, what are we doing here? At a certain point, we've got to move on from it because you're just not going to work in this offense.
There's no reason you should be going into camp. And this is his 3rd year here now. 2nd year playing, 3rd year here. You don't even know the playbook. That's inexcusable. Bro.
It's inexcusable.
Like, I can't fight for you if, let alone you're making great plays, you can't even line up in the right spot. If we're in 2 minutes in a hurry up mode, you can't line up and it doesn't matter. So.
Did y'all immediately cut him when Mecole was like, "No, over here, no, bro, what are you doing?" And they had to waste the time out on that.
Yeah, that's with the 3rd string. So you've been playing mostly the whole game. So there's really no excuse.
Yeah, I like Ross, and I don't think a person in this room doesn't like the potential of what Ross can be. But if you can't learn the playbook,
it's the little stuff, man.
Yeah. Is that a him thing? Is that a wide receiver coach thing? Is that just not locking in?
You've been here 3 years, bro. You should have mastered the play by now.
It's been 3 years,
TJ. You shouldn't need a wide receiver coach to get the
It's year 3 for you, bro. What more do you need to do? You didn't play.
There are things. Yeah, I mean, there are things technique-wise or things of that nature that they can emphasize, but you shouldn't need a wide receiver coach to tell you, hey, you need to be lined up in this spot. You should be able to study and know that.
Yeah, especially when you're mainly an X on the field, like you that's what you're gonna play. I know in Andy's system you gotta kind of, as a receiver, kind of have to be versatile and know how to play each position. But we've seen Justin Ross particularly line up on the outside numerous amount of times. So for you to not know where you need to go, that speaks volumes about how developed you are in the playbook at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, and that kind of sealed his fate for me.
And no disrespect to Juju, but that kind of lets you know how bad it is for Ross. Because even if Juju's health is compromised, for how much he has left in his knee, the fact they brought him back, even if he is hurt, over a guy who's been generally healthy the last couple of years, that lets you know Ross hasn't gave them any intuition that they want him to come back. So that's kind of like, if they're bringing in Juju, what does that say about you? So
Is this the same move they did last year when they brought McCole back?
No.
It's not similar.
This is for like depth. They needed Miko. They had no speed.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
But I
That's
think it.
yeah.
I think
CJ,
it is
that's
actually,
fair, bro.
I think it is also similar from the standpoint that of just guys you could trust. We had gone through the Richie James experience. We had gone through the obviously the
Yeah, I
Gary
can see
Tony
that. Yeah, that
experience. So you, at a certain point, you just got to trust some of these guys, and somebody's got to be able to give you something. And so that's why Miko was brought back, because he knew the offense, and you had seen him give you something in the past, and that's the same reason why JuJu has been brought back.
Damn.
I think
Well, damn.
I think it kind of speaks volumes to, especially to Pat's frustration as far as last year about how the receiving room was last year. I think in the offseason, Pat at some point sat down with Andy Reid and Veach and told him, y'all need to fix this, and I'm not going through this for another year, so give me some reliable guys in this room that I can really rely on and make us faster again.
even
But
if they hurt, he's taking.
Man.
Yeah.
Coach, I threw 27 touchdowns. That ain't shit, Coach. I can't do that no more.
Yeah.
It's not Alex Smith, baby.
Nah.
Shout out to Alex Smith.
Basically.
Let's go to this roster, man. Okay, so
but real quick, hold on before we do that. I want to address Jeff Allen's tweet and see if y'all agree with him on this. With this JuJu signing, he said the Chiefs wide receiver core is the best from top to bottom in the league, and I said, "Hold on, big fella,
Neezy.
I'm not there yet. Calm down."
Hey Jeff, I love the excitement, baby.
Hey, if you would have said we got the best cookies in Texas, I would have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Hey, Jeff, if you want
Andy
to
Reid
sponsor
juice.
us, you feel me? Shout out to Cookie Society, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all leave my boy Jeff alone, man. That's my dog,
Jeff,
man.
I mean, that's my guy too, but man,
He eating too many cookies. That's why he had a little sugar rush. That's all it was.
We gotta get Jeff back on the show to clarify this.
You say he got hyped up.
He ate some cookie batter. You know, he got a little excited. So he was typing fast. He was like, "Oh shit."
Hey,
that's all it is. Hey Jeff, we all eat cookies, bro. It's all good.
Hey, bro.
Right.
Cookie Society is, bro. Them cookies is fire, bro.
If you and Dad go get them, they fire.
Bro, on some real shit. I ain't tried their cinnamon rolls yet, but them cookies are fire. So, all right, let's start with the roster. Quarterbacks. We're only going with two, right?
Yeah.
Mahomes and Winston.
Chris Olodokun and Ian Book. My bad. Sorry.
Ian Book, man, he played himself. He had the job, and then he played himself out of the job. Day one.
Yeah, not a quarterback.
A little bit more controversy, but running back room. I got Pacheco, Steele, Clyde. They are locks for me. There are some running backs that potentially could be released or cut that do look interesting. What is your running back room looking like?
There's always
I like those three.
Me.
Yeah. But
Steele earned this spot and was properly benched. Like, okay, you good, bro. We thought you was just playing. We wasn't familiar with your game. But yeah, you on the roster. I still keep seeing people say McKinnon, but I think McKinnon is effectively done. I think we need to let that go.
Phone call away.
Yeah, that 3 is what I'm rolling with. Now, how do you classify Carson Steele? Running back or a fullback?
He's a running back, but he can play fullback.
If need be, he can go out there and get a little A-gap blast. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally, I think that there's room enough to keep a 4th running back on this roster. So I would be calling some type of veteran, whether it is Boston Scott, Samaje Perine, Khalil Herbert if he's let go of Chicago.
Oh, Samaje Perine got cut?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
He's expected to get cut. They technically are trying to, they're doing the let's see if somebody bites on his
Samaje Perine's great in pass pro. Grab Samaje Perine right now. Yes.
Based on my personal projection, I think that there's room to keep 4, and I would be scouring the waiver wire to get one of those.
I get Perine in a heartbeat. I think they really let
what y'all think about Jeff Wilson Jr.?
I've been hearing his name a lot.
I wouldn't be against that either.
I don't hate him. I don't want to deal with the injuries.
I'm not too scared of injuries because we're talking about a death piece at that point. So not relying on him, but
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Jeff
I
He
Wilson.
run
need
like
to
the
see.
Sabians.
Looking down my list.
That's hilarious.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right, so running backs. You're gonna say the wide receivers for last. I think tight end is also a lock. But are you keeping 3 or 4?
Um,
Kelsey, Gray, Wiley for me. Shout out to Irv Smith. It just never got all the way there, but I do like Irv Smith. But I'm going with 3 tight ends. Which I damn DG.
It may be a hot take, but I'm not against keeping 4. To be honest with you, I have no issues with it. For as much as this team
Practice
wants to
squad,
use
my
heavy,
boy.
as much as this team
Yeah.
wants to use heavy personnel, I would not be against if they kept 4 because you want to insulate yourself against it.
Hey, Jody Fortson got cut. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I'm not against that at all.
Yeah,
The fourth tight end, I'm not mad at it.
I'm
Wait a
keeping that
minute.
open.
Wait,
Can't teach
is
6'6",
Jody
baby. You can't
Fortson? Is he on his McKinnon type? Is he in the same boat?
If it's between Irv Smith and Jody, I would go Jody, obviously, because the upside, the athletic ability, you can't teach 6'6". But at the same time, if they don't believe he would benefit the run, then I get that too. But
Jody is
I'm not
35 years old, though, man.
I'm not
I'm
against a guy
keeping
who's
Irv.
6'6" and who can run. Like
I
I've
don't
seen
want to
Jody
deal with
make
the
plays.
injuries.
Like I said,
Yeah.
it's the fourth tight end, so it's like at 6'6", bro. I'm not against it. You can't teach.
I
that.
love Jody, man, but
He can run.
yeah,
He can still run. So he be hurt, but he can still run.
all
Give me 2 minutes.
right. So, are you writing this down, D-Man? Because I'm not keeping track. Let's go. Old line. 10 is the number for old line. 10 or 11.
I think they kept. Did they keep 9 last year?
Really?
It was
Okay.
Wiley, then Wiley, we kept
All
Wiley.
right. So,
Now we
okay.
get Dallas Grady. It was 10.
Let's go from left to right. So, Kingsley,
Mm-hmm.
Thuney,
Mhm.
Creed, Trey, Juwan. That's your starting 5.
Yep.
Caliendo,
Yes.
6.
Wanye.
7.
Yep. One year.
Yes.
What's the rookie
What's
name?
that?
Norzad.
Where's
Where's
that?
that?
Knows that. And then do we have another rookie?
Well, so that CJ Hansen, this
Yeah.
6th rounder,
Okay.
or 7th rounder. It really comes down to: do you want to keep CJ Hansen or do you want to keep Lucas Niang?
Niang.
Yeah, I would take the vet over. I know Niang is I know how his name is in the kingdom, but
I've been clamoring for
He did-
Niang to be
he-
cut for years.
He did not
You
look good. I'll
cutting
be
me?
perfectly honest with y'all, but he
Why would
probably.
you ask him if he's cutting Niang? Everybody cutting Niang.
Oh, okay. I thought we was keeping him up. Okay.
Give me the rookie with the upside, bro. I'm done with Niang, gang.
I would
I'm
guess
that
that
experimenting
Niang probably
now.
stays because they keep 2 interior guys and 2 tackles as backups.
I'm
If I
cool.
had to guess, and they probably think they can sneak Hansen out of their.
Hold on, where can our bum at? Oh no, never mind. My fault.
CJ.
I
All
forgot.
right, so
I'm thinking here.
that's the O line, right? So we got 9 linemen. We got 3 tight ends, or did we set on 4?
Mm,
We can run it either way.
We can run with 3. That's fine.
yeah.
Okay. Because if we do 3 tight ends, then we'll do 4 running backs, and that I don't think that 4th running back is currently on the roster. Let's say that. Let's go D line. Pause. Chris Jones is the lock.
Of course.
Nadi's a lock. I think.
Yeah.
Nadi. I love Nadi, man, but Nadi had a good. He was injured though. Who's your locks on D line? Let's do it like that. Let's start. I'm trying to start with the knocks.
90. Mike Pennell.
Mike Pennell.
Your edges will probably be Dana, Karloftis, FAU.
Yep.
Minihue.
Of course. We can hold him. We can hold him to the side though, because he's not.
Minihue.
He'll probably be out the first 4.
Possibly
at least.
Malik Herring, I guess, could make it as. I think he's probably gonna make it through cuts as well too.
Fabian.
I don't think he did enough to make it as much as I like him.
Practice squad?
Yeah, practice squad. He should be fine on practice squad.
Farrell,
The elephant in the room.
I could see Farrell making it.
Yeah, I like Neil over Dickerson.
I don't know if Farrell did enough to make it either. I think they might favor Dickerson. As much as you guys know, it hates me to say that. It pains me to say that.
We in the same. We in the same boat.
I think they would probably lean towards Dickerson, to be perfectly honest with you.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't want Dickerson on this team at all.
We know him and D-Mac have a mortal feud.
I mean, you can't blame him. He brings. I don't know. I don't know what he brings to you.
Damn, you think he had a terrible preseason? Was it terrible?
I didn't. When you don't see much of a guy or much flash of a guy,
Yeah.
Especially when you're going up against backups too.
Is there another? Do you think there's another potential cut that you would be interested in? Have we heard anything on the D line?
No, I haven't heard anything yet as far as the defensive lineman out there to be signed. So nothing too much.
I think, we'll go to linebackers. Shut up. Damn, y'all did not like Neil. Shout out to Neil. Linebackers, I think, is probably the easiest. Are you keeping 4 linebackers?
You probably got Chanel, Bolton, Tranquil, and
Cochran,
Jack Cochran,
and Cam Jones. I don't, shout out to Cam Jones being the first guy to practice every day, but I don't think it was
probably make the practice squad. Cam Jones practice squad, and then who else do they have? Yeah, I think that's your 4 right there. It's Tranquil, Chanel, Bolton, and Cochran.
I think they'd find a 5th spot, and I think it probably ends up going to Cole Christensen.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the 53?
It's tough. So I think they keep 5. And if I had to guess, I think the last spot probably just edges out to Cam Jones just as a default over over Cole Christensen. But it could go either way. Honestly, I could see them keeping Cam, or I could see them keeping Cole. Curtis Jacobs, they probably would try and push to the practice squad for now. It would be my guess.
Yeah. Any mystery injuries
from the linebacker crew, or they just don't?
No, I was so far because I think Zambit all of a sudden his back is bad. All of a sudden,
they don't got to worry about
no coincidence.
Nobody's going to claim him, so they don't have to worry about that.
D-Max said nobody's gonna want him anymore. Is there anybody else that you would sneak on with that mystery Tyler Bray injury?
No, I don't think there's anybody that comes to mind right now, especially not out of the people that aren't practicing. So I don't think there's anybody.
Yeah. Zambit got it back. All right. This is the hardest, in my opinion. This is the wide receivers and the DBs are the hardest cuts. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, because they take up most of the room.
Right.
I'm this is tough from the standpoint of I could truthfully, honestly see this being the easiest cuts for them. Because I don't know if there's a cornerback. If Kelvin Joseph didn't earn a spot on this roster, I don't know if there's a cornerback that did it. Now, you could say that there's a safety that did it, which was Christian Roland Rawless. And then you say that Shamari Connors is going to be a little bit more of a cornerback. And Christian brings a little bit of kind of inside-outside versatility at cornerback, too. So you can classify him there, but it's a little bit more of a safety. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4 technical corners and 6 safeties, to be honest with you. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by that outcome.
So who's our corners? We got Trent McDuffie is a for sure lock. Josh,
Josh.
Jalen,
Josh James, Jalen, not the
Nazi.
Watson, Nazi Johnson.
Nazi.
Nazi,
Okay, and safety we go Reed, Cook,
Hicks,
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 Kamari,
Connor,
Connor,
Bush.
Bush.
and Bush. Damn, maybe that was easier than I thought. Because I'm like,
Well, I mean,
okay.
who's the DB that you guys think stood? Because obviously Eco's gone, Kevin Joseph's gone. Do you think Heath Taylor did enough?
We didn't mention Nick Jones.
I was going to say, do
Yeah.
you think Nick Jones did enough?
Yeah.
Nick Jones might make it.
Nick Jones, maybe.
Yeah, off the strength that he can play special teams as well.
Okay,
as,
so
Probably gonna be Nick Jones.
okay, so let's do it like this: Cole Christensen or Nick Jones.
Nick Jones.
Christensen.
I don't know.
You're supposed to be the tiebreaker.
Well, I don't know.
You're supposed to be the tiebreaker. It was perfect for you. Does Hicks play more corner than or play more than Connor did last year?
No.
No, I don't think so. Connor
No,
played a lot because of
I don't
injury,
know.
right?
Because Cook got hurt. If things go right, no, he shouldn't. He shouldn't play more.
If Connor takes the step and Cook is healthy and Reed does what he does, yeah, I don't see him getting more.
And the corners play how they should and don't force Connor to be a whole lot in the nickel, then you shouldn't have to play that much.
Okay, CJ. So why would you choose Cole over Jones?
I pick Nick Jones, but if I was a bit Cole,
Oh, you picked. No, my bad. Why would you pick Jones over Cole Christensen?
because for all the reasons we've said, our DB group is obviously not as talented as once was last year. So if I'm gonna have the depth, I'd rather have it there. Not to say like our linebacking group can't take it either. I think either guy can end up making a roster more so than both of them. But if I had to choose, I'd rather have the DB group depth because we know our corners are already dealing with injuries. The talent level has dropped, and I have more faith obviously in Jack Conklin, who ran the green dot last year when need be, and hopefully Nick Bolton and Drew can stay healthy enough to play a long season. But if we're gonna pick a spot to have more depth, I'd rather be in the DB room because I think they need the help more so than up front in front seven for sure.
And D-Mac, what's your counter to that? Because you picked Cole, right?
Yeah, I think that if you went in with 10 DBs that they felt good about from that standpoint, I don't think it would necessitate keeping an 11th guy as far as Nick Jones. It wouldn't surprise me. I also don't think Nick Jones had a standout camp. And again, with the new special teams rules, I think that linebackers are a little bit more of the body that you want. Given how thin you are, I don't think you go in with 4 linebackers. I think you at least need 5. So I think Cole Christensen or Cam Jones, but lean towards Cole maybe by a little bit because I think that he was a little bit better during preseason. I would have earned that spot a little bit more than you would go with the extra DB.
That's fair. DG, you were supposed to be the tiebreaker in this. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to pick because I think both of those guys do provide something with special teams at this point. So I think it's just kind of pick the better special team player at this point. If I had to lean probably one way, it'd probably be Nick Jones, just because he probably can do a little bit more as far as kickoff and punt coverage and stuff like that than Cole Christensen can provide you at this point. So, I think Jack Conklin can kind of handle some of the things that Cole Christensen would be tasked with as far as in that linebacker room.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to. I hope we don't get to a point where we would need Cole Christensen to do anything besides because
Hey, you needed Jack.
It's a whole different argument.
Wear the green dot last year, so you never know.
We have a whole different argument. All right, so the elephant in the room: wide receivers. Who's your locks? Let's go. I think there's 5 locks. It might be 6 actually.
I think there's 6 locks.
6.
You know what? I'm gonna go with 6. So Hollywood, X, Watson, JuJu,
Yes.
McCall, Scott.
No, Rasheed.
You forgot Rasheed.
Oh yeah. Damn. Rasheed Rice. Sorry. So that's 6. Okay, cool.
They added JuJu. They kind of made the receiver room much easier than it needed to be. We were debating about 6.
I mean, but so
made it easier.
Yeah, it did kind of.
The question is for me: does Sky get you to 7? is the question. Which, if you're only keeping, according to our account right now, 3 running backs and 3 tight ends, I think you can get to 7 wide receivers. Do you want to be at 7 wide receivers? Is the question.
That's a good question.
Given all the insurance, I think 7 wide receivers is probably the most feasible option. Injury, possible suspension. Obviously, JuJu's injury history, I think you kind of have to keep 7 just because there's so many unknowns, stuff we just can't control. So.
Do you believe Rasheed is suspended this year?
No.
As of now, no.
Because I think it would have came out, right? We would
I
have.
don't.
But
Well, he's not going to get
trust the league.
suspended to start the season now. That would have been done in my opinion.
Not right now.
I don't think he's going to get suspended in the middle of the season, but you can't operate as if that's not possible.
A possibility,
So,
yeah.
The league.
I would also understand for having yourself insulated in the case of that. I think JuJu helps you in that case, but I could also understand why you would want to keep Sky as well. And again, they have trusted Sky. Sky was the first guy to come in when Hollywood got hurt. Sky was the guy that they brought in to do those different routes. He played 1 snap or 2 snaps in the 3rd preseason game. They trust Sky to be in the right places, and they still think they can get some out of Sky within the space of this next 2 years. So I would not be surprised to see him still here.
I think Sky's making the roster. I'm tired of arguing about that. He's on the team.
Chuck, we pretty much did the roster while you were.
I know. I make some great extra bump back. But,
okay, so do you have any? Okay, so all right. Here's the question. Every year we have a Dave Toll pick, and every year somebody says, "How did that guy make the roster?" Usually it's Marcus Kemp. Shout out to Marcus Kemp. Who's the Marcus Kemp of this 53?
Marcus Kemp.
I think it would be Nico if he was to make it.
He said
If he would have upset,
That's who he
Sky off his roster.
it was him. So
I think that based on how people are talking, I think Irv Smith Jr. would be an upset. I don't see him that way. The other one would be Christian Roland Wallace, a guy that kind of impressed throughout the first 2 preseason games. I think he's in a lot of people's radar. I could see him making it in DB room. CJ Hansen, if they feel like they can't get into the waivers, would also be a guy. And then probably the last one that comes to mind would be Curtis Jacobs, if they really felt like what he did in the linebacker room was enough. And then you have to mention the possibility of them bringing somebody in from the outside, which would be, I guess, a la the near fail trade from last year for the running back room.
I think it could be a situation where Luis Rees-Zammit would probably surprise a lot of people making it on the 53.
This dude DG, man.
DG? Why would you? I'm shocked you were the one to bring it up.
I mean, at this point, if it
biggest shocker, that was
it would definitely shock people. I agree.
Oh yeah, it would shock me.
Because don't forget, he's an emergency kicker. He's the 3rd one behind, obviously, Jay Reed. And
that's what I was about to say. With him being able to kick and the special teams part of it, it could be a place where Dave Toll might be pounding the table to kind of.
You never know.
Another thing I'll say, Swayze Bozeman's probably not going to make it onto this roster, but he is a guy that Dave Tobe did speak highly of throughout camp. He's a guy to watch out for as far as the practice squad is concerned.
Yeah, is there a Ronald Jones type guy on this roster where we kept Ronald Jones and he didn't? How many games did Ronald Jones play before we traded him? 2, maybe.
Yeah.
Is there that type of guy on this roster? I don't really see the
skill positions. Everybody's pretty much still got juice left in them.
Yeah. I don't know if there's really one.
Because Ronald Jones was really just a filler until they decided to move off of him.
Ronald Jones was like a weird, like, why are we doing this? I don't understand. And why is he not playing? That was just weird. But
yeah, that was strange. That was a strange experiment the entire time. It had to be him doing something in practice. He ain't practicing.
Break the glass situation.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the question: the 53 we just put together, is that enough to 3-peat?
Yeah.
We just gotta stay healthy.
Adding JuJu, great insurance. So you can't never count for veteran leadership in January. So more guys who've been in big moments, even if it's a 3rd down catch, something like that always makes you better. And I think that type of move we did for JuJu, we'll do similar type moves down the line, like we all said. Running back down the line is always a possibility to add. DB is always a possible to add down the line too. especially now after training camp cuts, October trade deadline. Anytime you get more veteran leadership guys who have been in big moments, who can help your team just get that little edge, is always going to help you try to three-peat for sure. So the more veteran leadership, the better.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I expect this offense this year to be a top 3 and at worst the top 5 offense this year. I think that they're a lot more explosive than they were last year. Last
Definitely.
year, you definitely had to rely a lot more on the defense to win some games and of that nature. I don't think that that's the path that the Chiefs kind of want to go back down again and have to experience that again. So I think the moves that they've made this year offensively kind of let me know that they're really serious about three-peating and going out there and doing some special things this year.
Yeah.
All right. So
I only have like 2 concerns. And that's mainly in regards to the defense. Offense, I mean, it's hard to really find a concern. It looks, I mean, we're gonna be explosive again, barring injury and whatnot. So, but defensively, the corners, that's one thing. Like I gotta see if there's somebody that's gonna stand out and be consistent in that area. Another thing is these linebackers. How are these linebackers going to be capable of covering these running backs out the backfield? These guys that can come out the backfield and run that little Texas route, or catch out the backfield, run a little swing route. That's some of the things I'm going to be looking for with these linebackers this time, because like you are losing a little bit of athleticism with Willie Gay. Like Willie Gay wasn't always in the right spot at the right time, but his athleticism and speed kind of made up for the errors he made in the beginning of the play. So that's what I'm looking for as far as the defense goes.
Picked a lot of Jaden Reed and a lot of Jaden Hicks and a lot of Justin Reed in the box this year to replace that athleticism that you lost for sure.
Hey, man, are you mad about that, or is that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're both guys that are good in space. I can count on one hand how many tackles Jaden Hicks missed in preseason. Sure-handed guy. Obviously, we know he can make plays on the ball too. So, and Justin
He
Reed,
definitely was playing that last game, and he definitely was a guy who was like, why is he playing out here? Why? He's definitely at a different level than these other guys. Okay, so here's another question. Trade deadline. That one veteran that got cut. Why is it Von Miller coming to join the Chiefs?
Von Miller.
I just want to see that look on D-Mac.
Oh gosh.
It is rare that you shock D-Mac, and that really hurt his face. His face, he couldn't even hold it. It's like Von Miller. Wait, nah, but who's that Terrell Suggs guy? Do we have one of those guys
on the roster right
potentially,
now, or in the free
No,
agency?
you know how during the trade deadline, some guy gets cut and we end up getting them off waivers or something like that. I don't know. We haven't done it since we've been champions, have we?
Yeah,
the Terrell Suggs signing.
Yeah, I mean, we did that. We brought in Brandon Williams too. He used to be a Raven as well.
Brandon Williams was Mike Funell last year.
Yeah, I would have to look at the free agent list and maybe get a determination on that. I mean, so as of right now, I don't have any names that come to my mind, but we may explore that at some point. It wouldn't shock me.
The Shark. Frank Clark.
Frank Clark. Country, you pushing it today, country. Pushing it, man.
So, health-wise, where would you with this 53 that we just built, where would you rank this in the league?
That's one of the top 5 rosters in the league.
Yeah.
Who's your 5 though, real fast, D-Mac? Philly?
Philly's up there, 49ers are up there. I want to say Texans.
I say Detroit. Detroit's up there.
Detroit is nice.
I'd probably go Detroit over the Texans, and that's probably where my list would stop, including us. Because the Texans still got some holes in the interior. It's still got some question marks about the defense. I know people love the Browns. I'm sorry. Freak Man is still the quarterback. I think the Ravens lost too much on the offensive line. Cowboys, still got holes on defense, lost offensive line. So, yeah, I think that's a good, Niners, Eagles, Lions, and who was the other guy we said?
Chiefs and Texans. How you feel about the Packers? Packers not there yet?
I do like the Packers roster a lot. I will say.
I feel like the NFC North is going to be something else this year because honestly, I mean, I like the Bears roster too. Honestly, it just going to depend how it's going to depend how Caleb Williams plays.
That whole division should be very talented.
He got all
Are
the
you on the I hate Caleb Williams train? Like you're
No,
over Caitlin
I'm just making an observation because
Why don't you hate Caleb Williams?
look, I'm just saying like he got all.
But you understand why I asked
You
the
hear
question.
all
It
those
seemed
guys?
like it seemed like Caleb would fall
you're
in
not
the
about
I
to do
hate
this. You're not about to
Caitlin
do
and
this,
LeBron
man. You're not
bucket.
about to do this. Listen,
He's going to be on the list by the end of the year. He will.
You act like you don't know where it comes from.
No, it has to do with the talent that's around him.
Yeah.
So he should be able,
now
he should be able to be
around.
successful
Okay.
with the talent around him, both sides of the ball. That's all I'm saying.
Falcons outside the top five. Falcons added some people to
They
this
had
year.
one of the best off seasons when you get Justin Simmons for nothing.
Then
you add
For
Judon on
nothing,
top of that right before
absolutely
camp.
nothing.
The
They had a
Falcons
great
front seven
offseason. I
still
ain't gonna
has
lie.
far too many holes for me to feel great about them.
I don't know how y'all feel, but I think Kirk Cousins is really going to unlock Kyle Pitts. Either Kyle Pitts is going to be great this year, or he's
That's
going
the
to
best
be
quarterback
out
he
of there.
had. He better be good.
Yeah, I
He had
expect
1,000 yards his rookie year, and he's catching passes from. I think Matt Ryan was still there his rookie year, I believe, or was it?
Was that Matty Ice?
I think Matty Ice was last year, I believe. So was his last year his rookie year?
When was Mariota there? Because he
That
definitely
was
didn't
2
catch
years
nothing.
ago. 2 years ago was Mariota. The last year was Ray.
Mariota, yeah. I think that he's going to do very good things with both Pitts and Drake London, but Drake London primarily. I think Drake London's going to have 1,200 yard type of season with Kirk.
Both of them should be very happy with him.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Kirk Cousins
Stays in the field.
as long as his Achilles is straight,
Cool.
I mean, the Falcons they should roll a bit on offense, and you ain't got to deal with Arthur Smith, from Bijan Robinson's standpoint. I think you're going to see the real Bijan this year under Raheem Morrison. Their coaching staff, Zach Robinson.
What else happened in the league? How y'all feel about Bo Nix being a starting quarterback? Was he named starter? Was that real?
Yeah,
he's starting.
Yeah, he's the starter.
Interesting.
My thing is this: Sean Payton likes him. Sean Payton, he wants to.
When you give him that kind of praise, you kind of have to start him.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty. He's a genius. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, all the other options, like Zach Wilson, Jared Stidham, is I mean, at this point, you might as well throw him in the fire, really, because at the end of the day, Sean Payton gonna be the one running the offense anyway, and I think that favors Bo Nix from that standpoint. So it's gonna take time. We'll see. We'll see if Denver continues to build in the right direction, but
they still 3 years away from competing.
Yeah.
I mean, if Bo Nix is the guy, then they 2 years, but I would at least put it at 3. The Raiders do have a nice roster outside of their quarterback, but that quarterback is very important, and he's trash.
That offensive line isn't particularly great either. They don't have a good running back. I like both their tight ends and wide receivers. And again, quarterback's awful, god awful. That is the worst quarterback room in the league. I'd rather have Bo Nix and Jared Stidham.
Jared Stidham wasn't too happy about not being named starter.
Shout out to Zach Wilson, man. He actually had a good preseason game.
Hey, Stidham wasn't too happy about that not being named starter.
Hey man,
does it matter?
He got paid $10 million last year. I think he'll be okay.
You should be happy about not turning the ball over. Goofy.
I mean, bums get clipboard jobs every year, so it'd be the same
about that, man.
So,
how do y'all feel about the CeeDee Lamb contract?
Well deserved. The Cowboys continue to screw themselves over with the contract situations by waiting for no reason. They could have paid him $30 million. They could have paid him $25 million last year and saved a whole bunch of money. They decided to wait until they had an elite season. And they're going to cave to Micah Parsons and make him probably the highest paid non-quarterback after Dak Prescott has to inevitably leave because they can't tag him at the end of the season and they won't pay him $60 million. So Dak Prescott will be a Giant or a Raider next year. So
I mean, the thing with CD is like CD, he puts up numbers. It's a numbers game. So production pretty much matches up with the contract he got today. So that's all I got on that.
Can I put the Giants in? They have a nice roster, but they don't have a quarterback either. Can I put them in that category too?
Yeah, they quarterback room pretty much.
O-line is still
No, offensive line is still too much of a question mark. The secondary wide receiver, receiver options outside of neighbors are a massive question mark. Don't have a good running back room. Daniel Jones is your quarterback. No, the defense should be solid, but they still have question marks in the secondary.
They lost a lot of time getting to. So yeah.
Dang.
They lost a lot of
All
guys.
right, so okay, give me a shocker team because every year somebody goes first to last.
Titans.
Who's gonna shock people this year? Titans?
It's gonna be a shocker because
It ain't bad.
I don't believe in Will Levis at all, but they did put infrastructure around him. You give him two good running backs with Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard. They added Callahan, who I respect, one of the best O-line coaches in the league. Obviously, they have Chika Congo at tight end, who's very athletic. You give him Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins for a second year. I don't believe in Will Levis at all, so that's why it would be the biggest shock. I don't think he's that good. I don't want him throwing the ball 30-plus times a game, but if he did have a great sophomore jump and took that jump this year, then that would be the biggest shocker. If anyone went from bottom to first, it'd probably be them guys.
That's the one issue.
It's the easiest one that people kind of forget actually will be last to first in last year. The Cincinnati Bengals. It's easy that they're going to go last to first. And that it's a little bit cheating from the standpoint, but they're the team that's going to go last to first. The other team that I will mention from this standpoint, and it's a little bit of a hot take, but I'm coming around on the Panthers. I'm coming around on the Panthers. I don't like if their offensive line looks, specifically their young tackles look how they should look. Bryce Young is going to be upright, and that helps. They don't have to compete with any great team in their division. I think the Falcons should obviously be easy favorites, but I'm coming around on what the Panthers possibly could put together.
So the Bears finished last in the North last year, right?
They did, yes.
I'm assuming.
I mean, that's the most obvious one.
Yeah, they did. They did finish last. Did they?
The
Vikings. No, they finished last.
I mean, that's the most obvious one to me right there. Like I mentioned earlier, they did a great job this offseason, surrounding talent, for Caleb Williams, to succeed. And then their defense is already tough. And some people have a question about the offensive line, but believe it or not, the offensive line was ranked kind of high last season. So, but I guess you have to kind of go back and watch some of their games. But some of them was offensive line, I guess, when Justin Fields was struggling. But I think for the most part, JF1 he struggled at times, and it looked like it's kind of the same thing going on in Pittsburgh too, man. So, but I'll give you another team though, man. I mean, maybe the Arizona Cardinals.
No,
maybe
not yet.
I understand where you're coming from because I think their offense can be really good. Right? Their defense is just I can't even get to a path of their defense being viable.
Do they have any good players on their defense?
Yeah, that's the only thing, man. Because they
still got Buda Baker.
They do still have Buda Baker.
But
the thing about it is, I think their offense could definitely be explosive. That is within the realm of possibility. But their defense, I think, is just going to sink them too far. There's just nothing you can do about
that. That's why
I can squint and I can get the Panthers to be a 22nd ranked defense and a 13th ranked offense, and then have some good luck go that way and end up winning the division on some foolishness. That's not going to happen to the Cardinals. Not when you have the Rams, the Niners, and the
But the
Commanders,
they're getting rid of talent. They ain't got no in the division.
I like Jake Daniels, but man, look,
they ain't got no edge rushers. They ain't got nothing in the front seven. They got no DBs.
Are awful.
Yeah,
I think Washington's just trying to build up goodwill again. They're gonna work on that first, and then they'll work on the team.
Yeah, they fixing that statue that they should have never.
I want to ask about Anthony Richardson. Do y'all think he could be better this year?
Yeah, I like the Colts. The Colts have a really good roster. You talk about sneaky rosters around the league. The Colts have a really good roster. Their defense was really good last year. Shane Steichen is one of the best offensive play callers in the entire National Football League. Anthony Richardson with those wide receivers, Jonathan Taylor, and what he can do with his legs, I like what he brings to the table. And also, I like Anthony Richardson as a prospect. As long as he's healthy, I think the Colts are going to be a playoff team, and Anthony Richardson's going to have a good season.
Yeah, AR. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be many issues. You know what I'm saying? Because like D-Mac mentioned, Steve Steichen, he's been proven to get the best out of his quarterbacks. Like they may have a disagreement here and there on a play or two, you know, where there may be some miscommunication or whatever. But I think AR is the type of guy that can adjust and adapt. And I think the coach should just be fine. Like him and Pittman, they're gonna be like this from the beginning. And then of course you got JT in the backfield. You know, he's
That
going
offense would be very explosive. Very
yeah.
explosive.
Yeah.
They got Jelani Woods, unfortunately, got hurt, so that kind of sucks. But obviously, still got Josh Downs, Alec Pierce is over there. You draft, obviously, AD Mitchell to go along with Michael Pittman. So as long as AR is on the field, he has all the weapons in the world. So you can get him on the move, get him outside the pocket, run the ball with JT. So their red zone offense should be very, very good when you get into the red zone with those kind of athletes. So Shane Steichen should have a lot of fun this year, and you get to play indoors. So, yeah, it should be a good offense as long as he's on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So the deadline is tomorrow, 4 Eastern, which is what, 3 o'clock here?
Yeah.
Kansas City time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you expect to be shocked? Do you expect to be business as usual? Or do you expect to be shocked by anything, or do you expect it just to be business as usual?
Business as usual.
I think it's strictly business.
Probably a little bit of both. Maybe one move that we don't see coming, but should be overall keep it simple. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything crazy that's going to happen. So it may be a little bit of surprise, or just may not know who the person is going to come from. But nah, I don't think it's anything crazy. Also, yes, Ross, I do like the Seahawks a lot. McDonald's going to do some very special things with that defense and all the talent they got over there. I'm excited for what Geno Smith is going to do with that offense too. So.
Can Geno keep it rolling?
Yeah,
Geno stay healthy. Last year,
Geno was not the issue they had last year. They had a terrible offensive line play. That's really what the thing that sunk him. He was still just as accurate as he was the year prior when he had a really good season. So I'm confident what Geno is going to be able to bring to the table.
Yeah, and the Seahawks offensive line been an issue for a minute now.
That led to his injury too. So that's my one biggest thing. If they can keep him upright and keep him on the field, then they'll be good. But if he's compromised or he's hurt, I don't really see too much with the Seahawks. The weapons are there. You got everything you can ask for. Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, JSN, Locke, DK. That's one of the better offenses in the league weapon-wise, so they can do everything they want to do. Just got to keep Geno upright.
So speaking of JSN, like does he surpass Tyler Lockett on the totem pole as far as like
he did last year
targets?
towards the end of the season?
I mean,
they got to stop using him as a short yardage.
Yeah, throw him down the field. They want to flip the roles. Yeah,
that's why they brought in the dude from Washington to be the offensive coordinator. He's going to use JSN properly, and just let Geno throw haymakers all over the field. So
that definitely was the issue for me because they was using like screens a lot, short routes a lot.
They still keep it on top, locking in that deep role. And I get it. That's what he does. He was one of the best deep ball catchers in the league for a very long time. But eventually, you got to unleash JSN. That's who he is. Just limiting him to short intermediate routes is wasting of a talent. So you got to let him get the full route tree and show him what he can do. Because he's special with the ball in his hands.
Ross, don't hold your breath.
Right. Sam out.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Okay. Last question.
But real quick, country. I want to touch. Speaking of North Carolina quarterbacks, I may have to retract a little bit on Drake May after what I've seen in the preseason. For this reason only, every single game I've seen him play, hey man, the Patriots, they pretty much been on point on offense for the most part. I think Drake May got in the right situation with the head coach and the offensive coordinator, and I think he definitely won the job in New England. Like, there's been a few Patriots fans that are concerned about the offensive line, but I think you may want to watch how Drake May checks at the line. If he doesn't like what he sees out there on the defense, just watch how he communicates with the offensive line and the skill position players when he switches up the play. I think that's going to be the difference right there. Get him out there with the ones. Let him see what he can do. I think he's ready to get thrown in the fire. So
he's going to have to. Jacoby Brissett may be hurt.
Yeah.
Jacoby wasn't doing much anyway. So,
I mean, never mind. They probably wanted Jacoby to play, but you can go ahead, country.
Okay, so the last question
go ahead. Because I was about to say, I think Drake May is going to break that stigma of North Carolina quarterbacks just being trash, just from what I've seen so far. So
So he's going to be slightly above trash in terms. Okay. Last but least, trades. Any trade
Kadarius
candidates? I
Toney.
think Tony.
Kadarius Toney.
Has no trade value. But I hope he does.
He got more trade value than Justin Ross. He got more trade value than Justin Ross.
That's a fact. I don't like them. Neither one of them get moved. But if we get something, I'm with it. But I
look, you'll be lucky to get a 7th rounder for Tony.
Yeah,
I'll take
don't think
it.
he
I'll take it. I'll take a 7th round.
He can't even give you
I'll
a-
take a 6th for our 7th. No problem with me.
He can't even give you a 6 switch. Give us
I'll
a
swap a
6
six.
or a
Six
7th
swap.
or something.
I'll swap
anything.
You can't do a swap.
Move up one
I'll
spot.
swap a 7th. Sure,
Move
why
up
not?
one spot.
Okay.
We can move from Mr. Irrelevant to the pick before that. We can't do that. We can't do nothing.
Cool with me.
It's,
They're gonna look at the phone and be like, who?
CJ
him
is
out of here.
disgusted with.
Get him out of here.
CJ's disgusted with
I would say that shit
Kadarius
can't.
Toney.
Look,
Get him
I'm
outta
over
here.
it too with Kadarius, dog. I'm over it, dog. Like it's
Get
just
him
not
outta
gonna. It's not gonna pan out, yo.
No, so I'll
Like,
take a gift card.
he said Starbucks gift card. Man,
Hey man, and before we get out of here, I just want to say Bobby Witt might be the best player in the MLB right now,
Mike.
currently.
I don't know about Mike.
Aaron
I mean,
Judge
he's
is
in the
better.
conversation.
Aaron
Mike,
Judge.
he is.
and Otani.
What? The fuck?
He's definitely in the combo. He top
I just
two.
wanted to see that look on
Bobby
D-Mac's
playing
face.
Bobby's-
No, he's top 3, but he's not above Judge or Otani.
Those are better at
that's
bat.
cool.
Bobby's a better player.
That's cool. I'll take it, but I don't know, man. Like
Country
they
in
don't-
basketball terms, Judge and Otani are like offensive player of the year, or like you feel me, like, and then Bobby's like the
Judge is
overall
also a
MVP.
really good out. He's a good defensive outfielder.
Yeah,
I mean, he's cool,
Yeah.
but
He cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
he's cool, but
Bobby brings for fielding value because he's a shortstop, and that's
Bobby checks every box, country, every box.
He does. He's a 5-tool. Look, what's the baseball cliche? He's a 5-tool
the
player.
boxes is the issue.
But Otani and
Nah,
Judge
Bobby
are
Witt,
those players.
MVP Bobby.
yeah,
That is, you know what? On a totally different off subject, the fact that we have Bobby Witt and Patrick Mahomes either entering their prime, I would say Bobby's entering his prime. I would say Patrick is
In it.
in it. Like, how far is he in it? Would you say he's like 2 years into
He's
it?
28, so he got to be.
I think he's about there.
Yeah,
I think he's about
Yeah,
there.
you can say he's there. I think he's probably been in there since he was about 26. So probably the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's
Started
fair.
his prime, and he's
Bobby's
because I
like
think you can
24,
see
so.
post 2021 was when he really started operating from a mind standpoint of the game to an even higher level when we had that number 1 offense in 2022. So I would say from 2022 has been the start of his prime.
I think
He's still got the
honestly,
athleticism too.
oh, my fault, D-Mac.
No, you're good.
I think
No.
honestly, I think he just hit his prime now because last year, man, like the struggles we had to go through on offense, especially in the second half, the fact that he had to manage the game through all that, you know, because at the end of the day, we went through in the AFC Championship game, we didn't really score in the second half of that game, but just him managing the game just to give our defense enough rest to go out there and still make plays.
He can do it all. He can
Right.
do it all. He can win any type of game.
Right.
My only thing is he wouldn't have been able to do that if he hadn't gone through the struggles that he did in 2021 and learned from them and then applied those in 2022 and then had the patience to stick with it through 2023.
Yeah,
So,
that's a fair point.
But my point is, like, we are in a blessed time of 2 major stars growing into their own. Still young, too.
Mhm.
I mean, take advantage. Please don't send the teams to Kansas.
Too late.
Yeah, good luck with that.
You better go.
We
talk
just
to
messed
Bobby
up
Cousins.
another vote today. What are y'all doing, Jackson County?
So what was
Frank
the vote today? Because I hadn't even had a chance.
It was like a Chiefs only tax for like a quarter or something like that. It was I don't know,
Put it on the
man.
ballot. It was a ballot. It was a vote to put it on the ballot in November.
Yeah.
Chiefs on
Mhm.
tax. Okay. Again, I don't think that is anything because I've been saying I think that they're going to end up going to Kansas and getting the dome somewhere in the suburbs, and the world's going to end up having downtown baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, so this leaves me my question, man. Like,
Can we at least get gambling?
Don't ask me questions. Ask Frank White these
Well,
questions.
I think that's on the ballot this November, right? I think it is.
Yeah,
They said it officially was.
it's gonna be, but
Can
my
we
thing-
get gambling, please? At
Bro,
They
least.
this
said
like
it's on
the this like the
so
fourth time. Fifth time we've tried to vote.
it should pass. It should pass.
Should.
I hope, God, I hope it's passing. So.
yeah, keyword
Hey.
should.
Yeah, and the legend should be on Bannister Road right now, dude. But it's not.
But it ain't.
We should have a rolling roof, but we don't. It's like
Rolling roof.
But-
Oh, man.
But,
no.
but,
Hey,
but I got a-
honestly, the
I got-
rolling
but I got
roof
a
was
question.
terrible. Bro. The rolling roof was a
Bad idea.
It sounded
Bad idea. I'm
no,
sorry.
that
It
was
sounded
a terrible idea.
so much better that it actually would have been in practice.
It
Look
looked.
like
I'm
this.
like,
Right. But I got a question.
it's gonna roll over both stadiums. What is no? It
Right.
looks-
Now, you see
How
all
long
the
is it gonna take
construction,
to roll over
you see
there?
all
An
the-
hour and a half?
all
It
the
would've been
construction
unique.
downtown for the what's it called, for the train car. Imagine all the construction that would have been to put in that rolling roof.
Oh yeah, it would take a minute. But I got a
Man,
question.
minute.
nigga
It
outside
would've-
century.
We would have just been getting it this year.
Well, like, it still wouldn't have been done. Maybe not now. 2 more years.
But I got a question though, man. Like, what y'all think? What are y'all in favor of more teams trying to get domes? Because honestly, man, I really think there still should be some outdoor stadiums, bro. To me, I'm just like football really is just meant to be played in the elements.
And the owners don't care.
Yeah, the owners
want
could care less.
The owners want money.
Clark Hunt want all them Super Bowl dollars,
I want
them
all the
concert
events
dollars.
in my
He
state.
don't-
That's
He
what
don't
they
care about none of that, man.
Care about that.
I just want
He
asses
ain't
and
trying to
seats.
hear none of that.
Clark Hunt wants the Final Four. He wants them concerts. He wants all that.
Mhm.
That's
And
what I'm
that's
saying.
Like,
But CJ, that's what I'm saying. You build the stadium, it's gonna pay for itself very quickly, in my opinion.
True, but at
If
the
you
same time,
bring, if
Kansas
you
already.
book the Final Four, you book a WWE pay per view right
all
now,
that,
you're
all that.
gonna make your money back.
You would, but at the same time, Miss Parsons over there in Kansas already said she paying for 75% of the stadium. That's not even counting the gambling money. Missouri can't match that, bro.
Guess where that dome
like,
going? Guess where that dome going? Kansas.
Bro, she's already saying she want to
Man.
pay. What's Missouri going to do? We'll pay 75% of the stadium. What is your rebuttal to that? You can't. They're going to Kansas, bro. It is what it is. I hate to see it too, because I don't want them to leave.
I
but
do too, but
it's
I think
inevitable,
it's more
bro.
closer to reality than
They going
a
over
pipe
there.
dream. But
I'm just like whatever at this point.
They going over there, bro. It is what it is.
yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. So shut up, Ross.
Enjoy the last six years till 2030, baby. That's the last year. So
Hey, so y'all keep going watching the current and all that. And if we lose the Chiefs, can we have a WNBA team at least? I will start. I will fully.
one of my friends who works down there at the
Get an
Sprint
NBA
Center
team
or
first.
T-Mobile Center, they will never put a professional team in there. The amount of money they make in a month from like concerts and venues in there, they make that
Yeah.
same amount of money over the duration of a sports team season. So they're like,
Yeah.
in their mind, they're like, it's less work and cleanup to do 4 to 5 concerts in 4 weekends back to back than to do a
Than
whole season
supporting
of
the-
sporting events. Like you make the same amount of money. So that's why they're like, there's no point of adding a sports team, even though it will be fire because we have great revenue and great sports like commitment, but the amount of money doesn't make sense. So like, why do a month's work when I could do that over 6 months? It's like it just doesn't make sense. So
And that's why the NBA team is going to end up in St. Louis. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Y'all can't take care of no team, man. Y'all done. How many teams y'all done lost?
We take care of teams perfectly fine when Stan Kroenke ain't being a bitch.
hey yo,
Hey yo,
We take care of teams perfectly fine when that ain't the issue.
can we support 3 teams?
yeah, fan wise, easy, duh.
Yeah.
Is there enough?
Yeah.
No, is there enough fan base to support 3 separate professional teams?
Yeah, that
Bro,
should be
like-
fine. It shouldn't be.
I mean, well, we do
Like, we
sporting. Sporting get good crowds. Current get good crowds. Yeah.
Like, bro, and even like viewership, we be putting up numbers. Like Kansas City be up there.
Shut
as far
up,
as, like,
Ross.
viewership for all kinds of sporting events. So
Yeah, it
Well,
shouldn't be
it's-
that big of an issue. I don't think you guys would have an issue.
but yeah, with D-Bay talking about Kroenke, that
Yeah,
was
you
some
see
vitriol
Kroenke.
right there.
Kroenke.
That was-
Yeah, that was
And
yeah.
that's why they had that.
I
That's
felt
why I
that
had
in
to
his
pick
heart.
St. Louis for it.
So, yeah, like I said, no, we don't expect any fireworks tomorrow. I think this roster has been close to set for months now. You know what I'm saying? It just I don't think it's no shockers. So I mean, I think it's gonna be business as usual. And then we're gonna get ready for the Ravens in a couple weeks, and it's gonna be fun. I'm curious to see what happens around the league, though. It might be a couple shockers around the league. Tim Patrick a shocker, or was
I'm
y'all
surprised.
was ready for that?
Nah, he wasn't a shocker.
Bro, his whole leg is messed up.
Exactly. He
Yeah,
got hurt
he
like
has.
the past 2 or 3 seasons.
He had the Klay Thompson combo. He had an Achilles and an ACL.
Damn, that's crazy.
Ooh,
Back
not
to
the
back.
Klay Thompson combo.
The Klay Thompson combo.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Now that you gave him that name,
Hey,
Wait, who did that? Who did that?
Tim Patrick.
Damn, I forgot he did that.
Achilles and ACL back to back. You can't ask. I think he did ACL twice, actually. God, Lord.
Oh,
two
yeah,
ACLs in
I
a
think it was 2 ACLs, actually, which is even worse.
Jesus.
Lord Jesus. I'm surprised.
That sounds like the
Shout out
who's
to
the
Tim.
basketball player that ripped his leg? Was that Paul George?
Yeah, in the USA game.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh, okay. All right. Let's do. We got a couple more minutes. I hate that we missed Rasheed Wallace at training camp. It still bothers me. I still wish I was there that day. I'm ready for the season. Are y'all ready for the season? What else do you need to see, D-Mac?
Nah, I'm good to go. As long as these guys stay healthy, we obviously got pretty much everybody back healthy at practice. I don't need to see nothing else. Time to line it up, man.
Aren't y'all happy that we don't have any contract disputes this year? We ain't got to worry about is Chris Jones going to be there the first night.
Yep. Way
That was
different feeling
so.
last year than this year. Way different.
That was so. Ugh. But yeah, Chuck, you ready to go?
Yep.
I didn't mean.
He said, "Yep." Hey, perfect time. Shout out Shador.
Yo, Kingdom Cast, tell the truth, man. Y'all know
Rick,
where we be at.
We are going to have a show tomorrow night for the.
We don't know if Chuck's gonna be there or not, so be careful.
I don't know if Chuck's gonna be there. And then also I'm gonna put out my 53-man roster for tomorrow morning, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, let's see how accurate you are.
I forget.
So, tell the truth. Tuesday nights, Kingdom Cast. Thursday nights. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Arrowhead AM PM. We wish them best of luck. We still support y'all. We still rock with y'all. Y'all still rock with us. So we show y'all love, and shout out to everybody over there. Tell the Truth Tuesdays, Kingdom Cast on Thursdays. Shout out to Bug. What's up, Bug? We'll see y'all next week, man. Getting ready for the season. So what y'all doing tomorrow? What y'all got in store? Y'all gonna break down the 53 though.
Yeah, we'll be going over the 53-man roster.
Okay.
And hopefully practice squad, as you know, hopefully most of it will be announced by then.
Yeah, we didn't even do a practice squad, but that should be fun too. So I think we already know most of those people too. So all right. I'm about to go eat that hamburger that my wife cooked earlier. So y'all be easy. Kingdom Cast. Peace. See you in Kansas.
Yeah.